Hey, this is Darren with Engadget. We're here with the new Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1 Limited Edition. This is the one with the white Android back here. So these were just handed out at Google I/O, but the main story here isn't so much the hardware as it is this new software. So as you can see here, there's this new music app. This is available to download in the Android market today. So we're going to take a look at this application here. The second part of this is a music manager program that you have to install on your Mac or PC. It's not possible to actually get your uploads going into the cloud through the web browser, which is somewhat of a disappointment. You can see it through the web browser, but you can't actually have any uploads going through the web browser. So you have to download yet another program onto your computer that manages the uploads. And as they're uploading, it took about a minute or two before the first of our uploads started to show up here. So as you'll see, not too many albums have been transferred over into the cloud right now, but this is actually connected through Wi-Fi over a Verizon hotspot, so technically through 3G, but it's a pretty simple layout. It's typical Google Music app. It's nothing too terribly fancy. It does get the point across here. You can see albums, artists, songs, playlists, genres. So if we select this, and we were to pick an album here, there's a few things you can do once you're in here. So this icon over here, it allows you to make an instant mix. Notably, this will not work until you have a good deal of music actually on the device or in your cloud. You can add to a playlist. If you shop for artists, this is an interesting tidbit. A lot of people are saying, well, why didn't you work out a deal with the labels to buy music? So Google's stopgap solution when you go shop for artists is to just pull up a Google page, Google Media shopping page, where you can purchase the albums of the artist you are looking for. So nothing too elegant by any means, but it's there. There's also more by artist. This pulls you just back into your pane. Obviously, I only have one album by this artist, so it's the only one that's up here. There's also a search. Search actually works pretty well. So typing SWI pulls up this artist here. Search pane here. So if you go into a song, this is actually from the cloud playing over 3G, which is actually pretty impressive. The results we've seen so far, it's pretty quick. This is at 192 kilobits per second, and even listening through headphones, it's pretty difficult to tell the difference between streaming over the cloud and the actual MP3. Google did say that they would change the bit rates depending on your network connection, but even over 3G, it tends to sound great. So it doesn't give you a way to see if it's being compressed or throttled at any point, but it does sound good, so that's good. You can add to the playlist. We're going to take into the settings right here. So this tells you which account you're using. You can hide unavailable music, so it'll show only available music when you're offline. You can tell it to stream only through Wi-Fi, so if you're on a 3G plan, let's say you have a Honeycomb tablet with 3G and you have a limited amount of data, you may not want to be streaming all your data away, so that's an interesting option there. It's also download via Wi-Fi only, so if you don't want to sync this completely over 3G and kill off your bandwidth, there's an option to do that. You can look at what songs are currently being downloaded and what progress they're in. There's a shuffle feature, play, pause, forward, just the basics. So yeah, of course, one of the downsides to having all of your music in the cloud is that it requires an internet connection to use this. So if you're hoping to use a tablet or a phone as a music jukebox in your car, unless you keep a really stable connection and you have a lot of data to spend, something like this really won't do you too much good. But if you can find an internet connection, at least they're stored somewhere. You don't always have to bring your entire library with you. There is one feature here. Let's see. Let's say we wanted to make this song available offline. So if you check this here, well, it's the shop. If you were to go here and you want to make available offline, you would click the pin, and down here it shows that selected songs are available offline. Let's see if we check another one. Your download status is going to come up down here if it chooses to work. It might not choose to work. Okay, so that is available offline now. So you can go into your options and see to set it to only make available offline. That's available offline. So this is Google Music, Music Beta, I should say, in a nutshell. Obviously, it doesn't respond to too many screen gestures, which is somewhat disappointing. You always have to toggle through the back switch. It would be really great if you could shuffle through some of these, slide to the next track, but no such luck. You actually have to press this arrow key to get to the next one. So Google would definitely afford to throw some hand gestures in here. It would make navigation quite a bit easier, especially on a tablet like this where you don't have bezel buttons. You actually have to go back to the corner every single time. So that's an overview of Music Beta by Google, introduced here at Google I/O 2011.